Yuskin, the referee Charles Sampson, a home referee from Scotland, in charge of this bowl final. A lot of experience, this is 13th tournament. Remember, there are only occasional parts in the tournaments, usually in London and Edinburgh. They've been regularly there, and this immediately is Ostruszko. We mentioned his potential. Flicks it inside into the hands of Galinovsky. Did he ground it? No, held up. Brilliant defence from Spain.
I'm not sure, yeah. The captain there, Pablo Feijó, threw himself at Ostruszko. There was a cracking tackle, but Ostruszko, great inside ball and unlucky not to get the score.
Well, he's a powerful runner, is Ostruszko. Look how close this was. There's the big handoff. Now then, what's the cover? Oh, it was brilliant, wasn't it, from Feijó? Absolutely terrific. And then underneath it, someone got underneath. I think it was Lavino, was it? Now we're back live, and this is the attack, and here's a danger time for Spain here. Challenge of Galinovsky. He's impressed along the way. He's from the Krasnodar, which is a club that plays only sevens rugby. Goroshilov, real early pressure here.
Great really, attention from the Russians.
Fast out of the traps, aren't they, the Russians here? And again, it's Galinovsky. Again, desperate defence by Spain. Held him up, and I think they're going to be held up again. Well, that's tremendous credit to Spain in defence. But they've got it in hang on, because they've got another charge, and this time he's through. Gostjusev. That time, Spain just couldn't react in time. Is absolutely invaluable, because they don't get into many. This is only the second tournament of this season for them. They played obviously it was a very close call. So they benefit from the experience, and well, they're going to be a very powerful team. One of the key factors about that is that because it's an Olympic game now, it goes into the schools' sporting action. You know, they couldn't without it. This is Ignacio Martin, just 5 meters out. Spain on the riposte here with Carlos Blanco. Spread by Lavino. Lavino to Sempere, the man who scored in every round, and he scored all of them now, including this one.
Their experience there, and again, some good on-the-money passing, and just giving the ability of the steppers like Sempere the opportunity to stand one of the Russian defenders up and produce the try, but they're stretching them with
7-year-old. His sister too, an outstanding sevens player in the Spanish women's sevens squad. Oh, unlucky, off the upright. So, he's also played more than 30 international matches as a 15-a-side player. That was Yuri Gostjusev.
Interesting passage of play there. The guy holding on to him, who's the lifter, wasn't letting go, so he couldn't get to the ball to catch it.
A bit frenetic sometimes, the attack with the Russians. Good wrapping up there by Tudela for Spain.
Got the space out here if they can get it.
And Yuskin tossing it on now to Kotov. Powerful man, Kotov, from the Kubani club. And this is Jan Yuskin. Well, untouchable. Russia retake the lead. Canada. Jan Yuskin was certainly missed then, but it's lifted the game this time for them. His presence. This is Feijó.
The other half-back for Spain, opening things up for them.
Penalty. Cold afternoon for these players. Cold hands, and of course a lot of exertion over the last 2 days. Stamina will come into this. Jan Yuskin sets it up again. And away wide by Goroshilov. Once more Ostruszko. Really is a handful, isn't he? And still on his feet. Still 5 meters short though. Good work by Tudela and Carry On to keep him at bay. But here is Kotov. Superb play. Ivan Kotov. Superb. Well, a great end to that first half for Russia as they extend their lead now to 19 points to 5.
So if they keep going that way, then Henry Paul at half-time just then said, keep your discipline and stay on track, stay on the game plan.
Yeah.
And he said Spain are going to try and start playing Fijian-style sevens. Well, that's because Russia forced them into that.
One hand perhaps on the bowl trophy of the Russians at 19-5. Let's return to Mike and Nigel Starmer-Smith.
Pretty solid defence so far by Russia.
Entry number 2.
It's interesting, I mentioned earlier about, and you did, Russia being taken up in as sevens so much more in the schools because they can only have Olympic sports in the school curriculum. Sevens is now available to be so, and it's covering over the country. Zaporizhzhin, and here finally Vladimir Ostroushko. Well, that is absolute critical time to score, and gives Spain 2003, and yet they're well on top in this bowl final here. They'll be well pleased with that. Carlos Blanco, one of the university students, who comes from Vigo. It's a clever little kick. Lovely bounce for him, for Ignacio Martin. Under the post. No one will catch him, not even Galinovsky. Good play that was by the man who's really not shone as I thought he might do. He's played a lot of top-level 15-a-side game in Italy with Grant Palmer and has more than 30 international caps as a 15-a-side player. That was a good try.
Yeah, very clever piece of play, Nigel. It's, again, something that was made to look quite simple, but it's actually a very difficult skill to take off, and he's seen the space in behind. He's got the bounce of the ball, which is perfect, but he's managed to kick it so it does bounce end over end, which always makes it sit up. And then he's used good footwork here on Yasnuskin to get the try under the posts.
Well, don't write them off yet. They're just about still in touch, 14 points behind Russia, and still only, well, they've got just about 4 minutes to play, so there's time enough.
Absolutely.
Just depends on the next try, really, isn't it?
Yeah, they need to score again now, Spain.
Set up there by Galinovsky.
Just seeing there the player stepping back in. He had 2 players outside him with no one in front of them. It's that type of experience they need, just to let the ball go.
Yanyushkin to Gostjusev. Good tackle coming in from Sempere, but it's Ostroushko again. Big hand on. Now it's all a race, foot race, up to the 22. Well, how many handoffs can you make? Handoffs all the way? Not quite. The tackle finally successful by Marcus Poggi, but this is a free run-in for Galinovsky, and that may be the... So, well, just be perhaps a little bit of consolation that Spain can think of now. Flipped away by Carlos Blanco. Then it's Facundo Lavino. And out wide, Marcus Poggi. A lot of fluency about the way that Spain attack sevens games. Good powerful tackle, big effort from Ivan Kotov there. Sideway entry. Penalty to Spain taken on by Ignacio Martin. Touch of the Fijians. Not quite the quality. Sempere. This is Poggi again, Marcus Poggi, who comes from the... Bit of show style stuff, doesn't it? Chance here though, pretty easy. Then of this bowl final.
In the air.
Well, I can tell you what this means to Russia, because the last time they won some silverware was when in the year 2000, when they won the bowl in Chile in Mar del Plata. So to put it in perspective, this is a really big step up for Russia to